Welcome to Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. As usual, I am Adam, and once again, I am joined with my good friend, Mr. Michael Sharp.
Hey, Adam. I love the new voice there.
Well, thank you very much.
Happy to be here for another exciting episode of Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure.
I'm excited. We got a jam-packed episode, buddy.
Okay. Looking forward to
it. I want you to know that I am starting this show out with one of my favorite pens, the Brim pen. The Brim pen.
Yeah. Is it the only pen in your office right now that works, or does that even work? Because the last couple of times we've got together to do things, you're like, oh, that pen doesn't work, and that pen doesn't work. So,
and I've thrown them behind me, and they've ended up in the garbage. I will tell you that I did have to filter down. I have a few different pens, but today I've got the Brim pen because pretty soon, sir, we are heading on an adventure. The Brim is already ready to be packed, and I'm excited.
Okay, I'm going to talk with your wife. Tell you what, Lauren, for $100, would you take that Brim out and leave it somewhere for me?
He means the Brim pen. The Brim pen.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. She knows what I mean.
The multi-conglomerate Brim Corporation has sent me this. I think it's
okay. I thought you were reading that off the pen. I was like, what do you mean multi? Anyway.
I think it's a multi-$100.
Okay, let's move right along.
All right, multi-$100 company. So, you, sir, and your wife, and some fine folks went on a trip, and I would love for you to share with the leisure community how you, sir, were leisuring.
Well, I did send out a little reel showing poolside of one day that I was leisuring, but my wife and I went with her family, her brother, and some of the nieces and nephews and stuff. Went down to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico. Spent a week down there on the beach, in the pool, at the bar, back in the pool. Of course, you didn't have to leave the pool to get to the bar, which was convenient. Ate a lot of good stuff, drank a lot of good stuff. I will say, Mexico is not the place to find any bourbon, though. They gave you, when I'd say, hey, what do you got for whiskey or bourbon? And he'd got two choices. They had Jack Daniels and Jim Beam.
No offense to Jack Daniels or Jim Beam.
None whatsoever. I mean, it's a solid, those to me are good, solid mixer whiskeys. Tennessee
Jack
whiskey.
and Coke. Jim and Coke.
Yeah. Things like that. Just to sit around and sip those poolside. It was fine. But it was a good time. Got to go over one day to Chichen Itza, the Mayan ruins, which if anyone knows me knows that I love the archaeological historical stuff. And then we went to a place called Shell Hall one day, which is a big rainforest outdoor adventure park.
Nice.
And it's cool. It's similar to the one down in Florida, and I can't remember what it was called. Discovery Cove down in Orlando. It's similar to that. You pay one price. They got different restaurants. It's like all inclusive. You get to, swim with fish and manatees and do all these other things. But it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. It was nice just to kick back and relax. And now I'm back to reality.
Your 13-stair commute.
Yeah. They're still there. It hasn't changed.
Last time I was there, you were working on the handrail for the 13 steps. Has that been completed?
Well, I don't think we're really here to talk about home improvement.
No,
I think we're here more to talk about my adventures. So we're going to move on and not tell OSHA about my handrail and situation. Yeah.
I can't make any judgments because, home improvement. You saw how long it took me to do my landscape project.
Well, as you can see behind me, if you're watching us on YouTube, that wall has been like that for 4 or 5 months, something like that. Now, in my defense, I haven't been able to lift my hand up to actually do a lot of this stuff. That's why it's still in transition. But we'll get it there one of these days. But Mexico was a great time.
Great.
And did some interesting activities. And I think we'll talk about that in a little bit.
All right, that sounds good. So factual data, the longer this goes on, people drop off. So, in our honor of our team member from Bragg, the original Cycling Women of Leisure team member,
Mm-hmm.
her and Mandy Johnson, and our good friend, her and Kimball were going to join us at the Kentucky Horse Park campground. Now, I say that because their son is knocking it out of the park in cross country. That being said, he has advanced to. I don't want to be dishonest if it's state or qualify some sort of
I think it's a little
qualifier.
early for state.
Maybe it's a
I used to run
qualifier,
cross country. I mean, might be different down there, but I
or
don't know.
maybe
Maybe they just have a big tournament going on.
yeah, maybe something is coming on, and she is unable to make it now. While we're sad that we won't see her and Kimball because we were really looking forward to that,
Yeah, it would have been fun.
she has a campsite at the Kentucky Horse Park campground. And ironically, you and I had the biggest laugh because when we pulled up the map, guess where it is?
It is right across the little drive from ours. I mean, how better could that be?
I mean, literally, you could go like bumper to bumper 20 feet. I mean, so if you're looking to stay with the or near or around the Cycling Men of Leisure and you thought, well, I really don't want to interrupt those guys, well, you won't because you're going to reach out to us. I'm going to put you in touch with Mandy. Don't think Mandy wants me to giving her cell phone out on the podcast.
Let's not.
It's 24. No, just kidding. But we'll put you in touch with Mandy. You guys can make the connections. And I think she tried to release it. It was a little too late. So if you're hearing this and you're still thinking about coming to the Bourbon Country Burn, which we're going to get into a little bit later in the show, I just want you to know there's a campsite for you.
And these are RV campsites, so they have electricity and water.
This is correct. So
there's a plus. You can charge your phones. You've got water. It's the way we roll.
Install the Starlink satellite. Oh, and I don't have one of those. But yes. So please reach out to us. Don't think you have to have an RV. My good friend and co-host and partner was going to bring his, but we're actually not. We're still keeping our campsite. You can have your own car parking spot, and we'll bring our normal. But if you are thinking, we usually have a tent. Michael's bringing the cornhole boards. It's going to be just a great time.
Big party right there.
Oh,
on the A lane right there.
That's right. All right. So check us out. Give us somehow any one of our social media. Write us a message. All of you already do. So if you're looking for a campsite and you want it to be all your own, we can hook you up with somebody.
We can't guarantee that your neighbors are going to be, not
quiet.
Rowdy.
I was going to say they won't be quiet. We're going to have a good time.
But they might bring over a little bourbon. So, it all works out.
Yes, sir. When we were getting ready to do this show, a week before that, I had some family in town. I wanted to share a little bit of a funny story with you. So my nephew said, "Hey, can I use your hot tub?" And I said, "Well, yeah, you can use the hot tub." And it was pretty warm outside, but kids are kids and they're resilient. I mean, they go in cold pools, and I thought, okay, no problem, buddy, go ahead. And he came in, and I said, "Did you have a good time?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, did you cover it up?" And he said, "Yes." And he said, "My mom helped me." And he said, "Uncle Adam, that is really, really hot." And I thought to myself, well, buddy, I mean, it's
in the name.
Hot, yeah, but I didn't want to be, I said, okay, yeah, no problem. Well, then about a week later, I went to do the chemicals. And I said, okay, well, I opened up the cover, and it was cloudy. And I thought, oh no, like did something happen or whatever? And then I went to look at the control, and it was at 80 degrees. So it turns out, I thought it was kind of funny. I think he thought it was instantaneously going to go down to 80 degrees because I think he found the temperature control, thought it was too hot, and dialed it down. And then about a week later, but I want to thank him because he probably saved me electricity.
I was going to say, he saved you electricity there. So
Yeah, that's right. So a little bit of a funny story I thought I would share with you. I was kind of a little bit surprised, but
this hot tub ain't hot anymore.
moving on. Yeah, well, I wanted to ask him. I'm like, did when you're in the bathtub at home, does it get hot and cold real fast, or do you have to add hot? But I didn't. I thought, nah. But
That's okay.
we did have a guest for Listener Spotlight, but I felt that you probably wanted to give the clues first.
I do. Listener Spotlight, here are the clues. The original name was in honor of a railroad employee, but its current name was inspired by a European leader. The city zoo started out as a rescue organization. The community is surprisingly bright. Famous explorers passed through this area. The city played a significant role in ending World War II. And an Art Deco building landmark in this city holds a record.
Well, we heard from Tony. Tony said, "Hey guys, I love the show." Oh, by the way, Tony's from Caldwell, Idaho. But
up by Pocatello.
Is it? I'll take your word.
It is up by Pocatello, yeah.
When I was in military school, we used Idaho for fake IDs because none of the
no one knew what they looked like.
Exactly. So, but Tony from Caldwell, Idaho says, "Hey guys, love the show. Really enjoy when you guys talk about whiskey and bourbon. That being said, you're going to love my guess. I'm guessing," and he puts all in capital letters, Manhattan, ...
I get it, Tony.
Manhattan, Kansas. So that is our guest from Tony from Caldwell, Idaho.
Very nice. Well, Tony from Caldwell, Idaho.
Man,
I appreciate it, and Manhattan is a good guess, and I really like how you slung in the cocktail reference. Manhattan is just I don't know, probably hour and 15 minutes down the road here from me. Is not Manhattan, Kansas. We do have listeners from Manhattan, so this week's listener spotlight is Bismarck, North Dakota.
Oh, Bismarck.
Yes, Bismarck, North Dakota, and I'll explain this. Originally named after a railroad engineer, Edward Ferry Johnson. Originally, it was called Edwinton. It's Edwin Ferry Johnson. Then they changed the name for the German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, excuse me. The city's zoo started as a rescue organization. In 1961, it started with a rescued baby deer. I don't know how it... Hey, let's start a zoo. Hey, Bob over there rescued a deer. We'll start with that. But today it has over 600 animals, so it has progressed. The community is surprisingly bright. And by that, I mean it is one of the sunniest cities in the northern U.S. It gets over 200 days of sunshine, which is probably more than you get there in Brighton. Famous explorers passed through there, obviously Lewis and Clark. The city played a significant role in ending World War II. Bismarck, North Dakota was the hub of uranium exploration. During World War II, that's where one of the big places that they were trying to mine enough uranium to be used at the Manhattan Project. In fact, it became known as the Missouri Rivers Manhattan Project. And an Art Deco building, a landmark in the city, holds a record. Number one, I love Art Deco anything. The architecture is awesome. But the North Dakota State Capitol is an Art Deco building, and it is 21 stories high, and that is the highest building in North Dakota.
Which is a lot higher from Brighton.
Yes. So, listeners from Bismarck, North Dakota, thank you very much for listening. And Manhattan, Kansas. And Tony.
Oh, my gosh. You keep cutting me. I'm just kidding. Just joking. Thank you, listeners from Bismarck, North Dakota. Thank you, all listeners, but especially this episode, Bismarck, North Dakota.
Indeed.
Reminds me of Biz Marquee. Oh, you got what I need. Oh, that's sorry.
Okay. Moving right along.
And that was the first episode of Listener Spotlight. I just wanted to play with my toys. Right. Oh, we now have time for an injury update. Sir, you and I, this is going to come out 3 days from now, which is the 14th of September.
Mhm.
And you and I are supposed to be packing, getting ready to head down to Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky. Louisville,
Ding,
for us,
ding, 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 ding.
we're getting together early to do some of the Bourbon Trail stuff. And then we're going to move ourselves over to Lexington to the Kentucky Horse Park Campground, and we'll get into that. But I am wondering, as I'm sure the leisure community is wondering, although he's been in a baseball game, although he's been in Mexico, and twice he mentioned that I was running transportation while he was off leisuring, we want to know, what is the injury update?
Well, see, the good thing about leisuring is you can do it with a fractured clavicle very easily. And you can use your other hand to drink your, tropical drinks and all that kind of thing. But they took another x-ray and it still has not healed up.
Wow.
I was mentioning that there was some pain and that kind of stuff. It still has not healed up. Apparently, I'm a slow healer. So
this is where I insert the comment that he's slow, all right? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yes. So it's still fractured. It hasn't filled in yet. I did do a little bike riding in Mexico, by the way, at the adventure park. It was called Shell Hall. There was a section there that if you didn't want to take the tram, you could hop on like a beach cruiser bike and go through the jungle on this, nice paved thing. So I have been on a bike. I don't know how much it's going to affect me like on the road, if we've got bad roads or something really jarring me and I'm, on a road bike. But you know what? We're going to give it a try and we're going to do our best. But it still has not healed up. They're probably saying another 8 weeks. So,
wow, really?
Yeah. But good news is I still don't need surgery. So we'll go with that.
Okay.
But I'm still bringing the bike. We're still going to get on it. We may not make it very far, but we will go as far as we can, and then we'll go back and drink some bourbon.
Amen.
Win-win.
Connie, it is now time for the Armando segment.
Well, the update for Armando is, unfortunately, he has double booked and he will not be able to join us at Bourbon Country Burn, although he will be there in spirit, sir. He will be there in spirit. So
that's too bad because we've had about 4 or 5 people have to drop out of the Bourbon Country Burn for, son's running cross country. You want to be there for that and different things. But I think my message to Armando is you double booked. Cancel whatever else it is you're doing.
yeah,
it's that simple.
I mean, his text thread said he had some appointments. I mean, what could be more important than coming to the Bourbon Country Burn, enjoying some bourbon, which, by the way, I have witnessed him have a few more and tasting and being able to, experience it and enjoy it and learn and be educated. There can't be any appointment.
And just to see us and hang out with us.
No, of course. I mean, who wouldn't want to drive from Florida to Kentucky to hang out with us?
Let's not ask questions we don't want the answers to. How about that?
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying that, you know what? Those appointments, skip them, come to the burn. Doesn't matter.
Well,
I'm sure they're not life-threatening appointments or anything.
No. The good news is I had to go searching for it. Took a little while to find it.
Your bicycle in the garage?
No. We're going to be able to see him. Oh. There we go. In Orlando.
What is that?
In January. This is our pin from the Podfest that we went to. Orlando Podfest. And so when we go back down to Podfest and our golfing.
Are we going?
Oh, well, yeah, of
Okay.
course. I want you to become educated on all things
On-
podcasting.
You want me to become educated on how to do a podcast so you don't have to keep covering up for me, huh? Is that what you're
Oh
saying?
my gosh, I got to put it all. I mean, I let you go down to Mexico. I put the monkey on my back, and I edited the show, and I had to get all the logistics together and the album
You
cover.
did. You did. I will give you 100% on the last episode. Other than the recording, you did it all because I was leaving town. And I appreciate that. You're always very understanding that even though I was going on Mexico, I, had to do the family stuff and get kids here and there and stuff. So I appreciate it.
Of course, I make it sound like it's that much, but it wasn't that bad. We definitely got a good show out of it, and got some good numbers on that show. So that's great. So I'm sure it's
Oh,
because
you
my co-host had such wonderful listener spotlights. So
Yeah, that's got to be it.
yeah, sure.
All right.
Well, that has been the Armando segment. So now is a time for you to talk about a zip line.
Okay, this was awesome. I said I did some bike riding at this shell hall. It's out in the jungle and it's around this big lake and river. And it's just a big outdoor adventure park. And I did 2 extra activities that weren't, included in the normal swimming and snorkeling and tubing and all that kind of thing. The first one, I'm going to just briefly, I don't think we talked about this, but prior, but those diver assist propel things like you see on James Bond?
Yeah. Like
The
you
divers
hold on
get on
and-
there and hit them and it's like,
Yeah.
They had those.
That's pretty cool.
It was called power snorkeling. And so they give you these little things and they teach you how to do it. And then they just let you out in the big lake thing and you can go along and then you can push it down and you got goggles on and you just push it down and you can just, sail underwater. A lot of fun. If you ever get the opportunity, I'm saying definitely try that out because it was really cool. And then when you really want to have a good time, you'll just point it straight up and hit the gas as much as you can. And you just come sailing and popping out like, have you ever seen the movie Red October?
Oh yeah.
When the sub comes,
hacked.
is being chased by the missiles or the torpedoes, and it comes out of the water and it's like coming straight out and just splashes down. That's exactly what you feel and look like when you do it. It's pretty cool. But something I had never seen before or experienced: bike ziplining. Have you ever done it?
No. But it sounds interesting.
Yeah. Had an opportunity to do it. I said, definitely want to do that. Chas was in. But it's like you're on a zip line and you're hanging underneath on this bike carriage type thing. And the chain goes from where you're pedaling. So you're kind of set back like you're on a recumbent bicycle. And you're pedaling and the chain goes up to where the wire is and comes back down. So you're just pedaling and it propels you. You're above the canopy. Then you come down and because it's karst topography, there's a lot of these like really deep crevices. And there's a section where it actually takes you and you're like cycling through these deep crevices. And then you come out and there's one part where it takes you down into this cave and you're cycling through a cave. Totally a good time. And I was like, I've never seen this anywhere before. And I tried to do some research on bike ziplining and I could find nothing on it. But it comes from obviously ziplining, which I'm sure we've all done. And I did find out some interesting facts I wanted to share with you about ziplining itself. Did you know that ziplining is over 2,000 years old?
I did not.
It invented either in India, China, or Japan, somewhere down there. 2,000 years old. The first recorded person, though, to actually zipline, which, they see evidence of it and that kind of thing. But the first time they ever wrote it down was in 1739. A guy ziplined, I forget where it was, somewhere in Europe. Unfortunately, it was not successful for him. The line broke and he passed away. And maybe that's why we have it documented. I don't know. Hey, kids, do not do this in the future. It's not going to turn out good. But ziplining really became a big thing in the 1970s where in Costa Rica, biologists decided, you know what, we want to be able to like see the environment and explore the canopy without really interfering a lot with the animals and all that kind of stuff. So they thought if we do zip lines, we can be up in the canopy and go from tree to tree and be able to witness all that stuff. So it really got sparked out of animal biologist and research biologist in Costa Rica in the 1970s. And now, you know, they've got zip lines everywhere. But this was the first time I'd ever seen a cycling one. Anybody out there in the leisure community, if you get the opportunity, try it. My wife, not a huge cyclist, but she thought it was pretty awesome too. A lot of fun. And it was this big, you know, you go on this, I don't know, it was like a 25, 30-minute circuit that you go, you know, you're going over ponds and pools of water and rivers and in it through the jungle. It was really cool.
Well, I would assume you'd go over water in case it fell. I mean, it sounds
well, you're not
like
over water the whole time.
Well, no, but
I mean, you're in the jungle. I mean, you know, you're over rocks, you're over these big crevices, you're in a cave. Of course, the cave was filled with water, but you know,
that's not important right now.
That is not important right now. So if you ever get the chance, try it out. It was a lot of fun.
Actually, it sounds cool. Let's start with your first adventure where you had the underwater propelled torpedo thing. Question. When you went down, did you have pressure on your ears or did you not go down that far? Or
Well, I mean, we were in a section of this lake. It was probably 12 to 15 feet deep.
Okay.
And it's clear water. But when you would go down, I mean, it wouldn't be any different than in like, you know, the very deep end, maybe a little deeper than a swimming pool. I mean, you get a little bit of pressure, but it wasn't much. And yeah, you could just go and zip around down there and you'd see fish and shells and all this kind of stuff. And it was just kind of cool because you could just kind of lay back, put your body out, you know, like you're planking and just go. And you're just like you're Superman and underwater. It was really cool.
Oh, that's cool. No, I used to scuba dive, and that's why I was wondering if when you went down, if there was like pressure, but it makes sense if it was really cool.
It wasn't deep enough where you're starting to build up that much pressure. 15 feet, you know, that kind of thing.
And then on the cycling thing, when you started, did you have a platform to get onto the bike?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was like you were at Disney World or something. Like you got on, you know, you stood in this line, and I mean, there wasn't tons of people. There was 2 people in front of us, and you'd walk up there and the guy was up there, and it's like, oh, and they gave you a little video before, you know, here's a safety thing. And they've got a little walkie-talkie thing that's up there that if something happens, you can call up and get assistance. But they just basically stop it. You get in this cage thing, and I'm calling it a cage. It's more like a recumbent frame.
Okay.
And you buckle in, and then you just start pedaling like you're on a recumbent bike, and that just goes up there and clicks on the cable, and you just go tootling around.
That's pretty cool. Did you hear that, Scott? He was in a recumbent bike. I figured.
No. I said recumbent-like bike. Not a recumbent bike, a recumbent-like bike. So,
Scott, I tried, buddy. I tried. He's just not picking up on it. But
nothing wrong with recumbents.
No, I've loved Scott's adventures, by the way. So, Scott, if you don't know who Scott is, Scott's our good friend, Scott Garwick, also a monthly supporter of the show. But he's got a lot of good cycling adventures going on right now. So happy for you, buddy. Well, that's pretty cool, man. And how would you say that Mrs. Michael liked it?
I think she pretty much knew because it's all inclusive, but then you go there and they've got this other menu of these other adventures you can do, you know, like swim with the dolphins and swim with the manatees and kind of those add-on things. And gotcha. I think when we looked at it, the rest of the family, they wanted to go swim with dolphins, and we had done that at Discovery Cove. And so it was like, no big deal. Swimming with the manatees is something Maya wants to do. So I'm sure at one of our trips to Florida, we'll do that. So it was like, we're not going to do that. They wanted to do the power snorkeling. So it's like, yeah, we'll do that. And then when they did the dolphins, it's like, I think Chas, when she saw it, she's like, okay, I'm going to be riding. But there was one section where you have to go up a little bit. That was a little challenging, but everything else was fine. She loved it.
Cool.
I mean, you're just up there. You got these great views. Beautiful. So one of these days we're going to find one and you're going to try it.
And this is only a joke for those who don't realize that I always give you jokes. Did your children still welcome you home after you went to the beautiful Caribbean or Mexican country and they had to go to school?
It's called the Maya Riviera. But absolutely they did, because they wanted to find out what was in the suitcase for them. But
exactly.
what'd you bring me?
Did they have any lounge fly down there?
They did not have any Disney lounge flies, but we did have a lot of cool adventures because what are they called? Quante, which are these big. They're related to a raccoon, and they've got they're like a long-nosed, long-legged raccoon, and they're like all over the place down there, and they're called quotes. And they just go all over. And the resort, a lot of the resort is open air.
Okay.
I mean, your room has air conditioning, but everything else has open air. And so these creatures just come in, and you'll go out of your room and you'll see one, just walking down the walkway and all this kind of stuff, or they'll be going up the stairs and stuff like this. So it was fun because you'd find them in different places. And they told you to make sure your doors are locked, because these things, like, if you know anything about raccoons are pretty smart animals. They can get into a lot of stuff. They can figure things out. They said, make sure you lock your door, because if it's just shut, these creatures have actually learned how to open the sliding glass doors on your decks and can get in your room. Well, my brother-in-law did not heed the warning. Didn't lock the door. Apparently in the middle of the night, his wife jabbed him and was like, there's something in here. And they looked up and they could kind of see the light shining in from the window, the outline of this little creature. And it was their anniversary, because they had gotten married there a year ago at the same resort. That's kind of why we were back.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and their 1 year anniversary, we were going back to the same place. And yeah, she had brought an anniversary cake, and this little creature was up there partaking in the anniversary cake, and she hopped up and ran into the bathroom and shut the door, and he had to corral it back out. And they're not really that scared of humans, so it's like it's taken a couple extra bites as it's moseying its way back out. But they were great fun, very entertaining. They about ran me over one day on the staircase, because two of them were chasing each other, and I'm coming down this circular staircase thing, and these two things coming straight at me, and I was like, I'm just going to stop right here, because I don't know if they're going left or right. So a lot of fun.
So the anniversary cake was not enjoyed by any.
Oh no! You know what? That creature enjoyed that anniversary cake like nobody's business.
Happy anniversary!
Loved it. But the people at the resort, I don't know. They wound up with a cake from them anyway and stuff like that. So it's all good. But
it's cool. Well, happy anniversary to them. Sounds like you guys had a good time. Something new. It's always fun when you go on an adventure with leisure and find something new. So cycling zipline, we'll have to check that out.
Try it out. It's a lot of fun.
Let's get into a little bit, not yammer on, which I've been known to do, but I think it's important that we talk about, hey, where's that damn button? Just kidding. Bourbon Country Burn. Pretty excited. I've kind of started to begin my, as you know, I don't really pack everything. I start to like hunter gatherer. I start gathering things together.
You're like a squirrel in the fall.
Exactly.
You're just like going out and grabbing a nut here and there and kind of putting it in a pile.
It's pretty sad. I didn't even remember buying the jersey, and they showed up in my mailbox the other day. So I guess I bought the Bourbon Country Burn.
Oh, I didn't think you were buying the jersey.
I didn't think so either. Actually, I went to search my receipt. I don't think I paid for it. I'm just going to keep smiling here. I don't think I paid for it. So somehow I got the jersey. So I'm sure they're going to sell it there. But that's okay. I was going to wear Cycling Men of Leisure and Cycling Women of Leisure jerseys anyway.
Absolutely.
But you're bringing the cornhole boards. If you haven't been with us before, Michael has got probably, if there's anything I'm jealous of, it's got to be your cornhole boards.
Well, I'm sure there's other things you're jealous of me of, but yeah, we'll start with the cornhole boards.
It's not that Italian bicycle. But yes, no, actually, I think that if these are official regulation cornhole boards. Now, what's so special? They are cycling men and cycling women of leisure, down to the bags, down to one is men, one is women. No better way of owning the sexes to make sure that the women can probably kick our butt anyway. But we'll have that. There's tickets. The distilleries that all come to the camp for the 2 night tastings. There's official dinner over there with the wooden nickels.
Lots of stuff going on. Music.
Somebody I know has an extra wooden nickel.
It's actually over there in my case, my jersey case. It's got that Bourbon Country Burn jersey in it. There's actually a wooden nickel in there because I didn't eat that day. So,
lot of great routes out there. Beautiful roads. Just level of expectation. I was kind of surprised, at least from Michigan. I don't know about anywhere else, but narrow roads. Narrow roads are more narrow, but boy, are they nice and smooth out there.
Well, you know why they're smooth?
Because they're not as wide.
No. No, they're so smooth because a big chunk of this ride takes you through horse country.
I know.
And these are thoroughbred horses. We're talking, Kentucky Derby, Triple Crown type horses. So they have the roads super smooth. So those animals are not stressed at all. It's like riding on ice.
I will say it is some beautiful, beautiful country. So, routes. Some people like longer routes. You get that. Some people want medium routes. You get that. Some people want shorter routes. Guess what? You get that too.
Some people just go down there as an excuse to go riding and don't actually ride, just go to distilleries. No, I mean, not me, but other people.
I love you, Lauren.
It's just what I've heard. Will be on my bicycle.
Well, listen, I remember actually our first time down there, we went out. I believe we got there. Maybe it was Saturday morning. No, maybe it was Friday morning. Maybe it was Friday morning. It was Friday morning. And we decided to do like the 30-mile route. And I was just in awe of like the double white fences, all the houses that we went by. What a beautiful, the trees. It was just awesome. So I'm excited about that actually. So, and I saw that Kroger is the official Flagstop partner. So
seriously,
now, yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Kroger will be bringing its cost cutter. Is that still a thing? Cost cutter from Kroger?
We don't have Kroger's here.
Oh, when I was a young kid, they how Sam's Choice or whatever. So whatever Walmart has is their
Sam's Choice.
Yeah, Sam's Choice. So
their brand.
Yeah, but yes, Kroger has been the official partner. Lots of distilleries will be there. There is bonfires at night, live bands. Man, what a good time. So September 26th, 27th, and 28th. Again, we do have an extra camping spot thanks to our friend Mandy. If anyone's interested, reach out to us. We can connect you both. Anything that you would add, sir?
No, it's always a good time. The after cycling activities are just fantastic. Just laid back. Let's taste some bourbon. Let's sit by a fire. Let's listen to some music. Be a fantastic time. When that's over, we'll go over to the Cycling Men of Leisure campsite and we'll taste some more bourbon and play cornhole and whatever else. Be a good time.
Absolutely. Perfect. Hey, do you know who Dennis Keeler, Alex Bell, Scott Garwick, and Joe Grammer are?
I think 3 guys that still owe me money, or 4 guys that still owe me money.
They pay you money every month, brother.
Oh, hey, they don't owe me money anymore, do they?
These
I'll clear
are
up those IOUs.
That's right. These gentlemen are kind enough to bring their wallet to Cycling Men of Leisure, and for that, you help kick the can down the road, so to speak. Although, if you cannot financially afford to support the show, that's okay, and we're fine with that.
Fine. Absolutely.
We do have a new ask. If
Uh-oh.
you like the show, and if you enjoy our shenanigans, the listener spotlights, if you like what we bring, if you could just please do us a favor, you have a podcast platform of choice, whether that might be Spotify, Apple, Podchaser, Pocket Cast. I don't care what you listen to us on. Thank you for listening. iHeartRadio, yes. Could you leave us a 5-star review if you enjoy it? If you don't enjoy it, well, there's always that other cycling podcast from Ragbri.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We like those folks up there. There's nothing wrong.
Just Go Bike Podcast. Those ladies, Murph and AP, they're great, actually.
They do a fantastic job, but
they sure do. When I used to, side note, and then we'll get into your listener spotlight. When I used to drive the bus before I helped run transportation and keeping you behind the yellow Federal standee line, when I drove, I said, if you like the ride, my name is Adam. And if you didn't like the ride, hi, I'm Jim.
Exactly.
That being said, let's get this thing closed up. Ladies and oh, wait a minute. I'm seeing the finger, not the one that's in the middle. Go ahead.
It's the interruption. It's the timeout.
Don't do that.
I just wanted to say,
yes, sir.
We haven't talked about our next episode.
Not yet.
Next episode, I'm going to try very hard, if my co-host will allow me. I really have some rants I need to get out. So I think you need to tune in to our next episode, upcoming episode, for a rants of dissatisfaction, because I've been holding back on a couple of these and I'm ready to air my grievances.
Rants of dissatisfaction.
Oh, yes, I've got some.
Okay.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. Next episode, we are doing rants of dissatisfaction one way or the other, with or without Adam's approval.
With. We'll do it with.
Okay.
Are you telling me that neighbor still has the Christmas lights on?
Still has them out. They're not on. In fact, I don't even think they were on last Christmas time. Oh, boy.
Well, I figured that was maybe the driving factor of your rants of dissatisfaction.
No, I've got a couple other ones that are really bugging me that I've been holding on to, and I think we need to air the grievances on our next podcast. So just giving everybody a heads up.
All right. Well, stay tuned, because next episode, Michael loses his mind. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Listener Spotlight.
Okay, here are hints for Listener Spotlight. This community was originally settled in the 1830s. It was incorporated in the 1860s. The town was first named after a river, but that was before the county was created. And then once the county was created, the name was changed. Like every Listener Spotlight, the name has changed. I don't even know why I use that as a clue anymore. We should just assume the name has changed. But anyway, the community grew economically through lumber, milling, and shipbuilding. In the first 3/4 of the 20th century, this city contributed to the naval fleet of the United States. The city contributed to fashion in the 1980s. It helped us understand Vogue. If you love tall ships, you'll definitely want to visit this community. And the lumber boom helped name a section of this town. And in that, I mean is that during the lumber boom, a section of this town got its nickname. And there you have it. Not a lot of shipbuilding going on in St. Louis.
No.
Just saying. But
Mm.
shipbuilding should give you some clues of where it is and where it isn't. Because we don't do a lot of shipbuilding out here in Kansas either.
Man, I couldn't help myself when you were talking about the tall ships. Like, there are certain cities that have the festival with tall ships.
There is. I used to live in one.
Yeah, they come to Detroit.
They come to Detroit.
Well, yeah, in between Windsor and Detroit.
So there you go. Ponder on that one. Tony, challenge you from Caldwell, Idaho. Give this one a try. You were good on the last one.
He could use old-fashioned ships.
Old-fashioned ship. Oh yeah. The only thing that didn't match with his was Manhattan, because I said it was named after a European leader. As far as I know, there wasn't any or hasn't been any European leader named Manhattan, but
I don't want to accuse Tony. And Tony, I'm not accusing you.
I think he's
But
accusing you.
No. I think he searched, and I'd like to know, Tony, because you can go to our fan mail. By the way, do you guys know that? Anyone who listens to our show, you can actually go right to our fan mail right from the podcast platform of your choice. There's a little link there. You could actually send us a one-way message. One-way meaning you can send it to us, and we just have to take it. You can say whatever you want. So
no return address. There you go. Take that.
You guys suck, and then you can just leave it at that.
And just walk away.
And walk away. Mic drop. Boom. Done.
It's like calling people when you block your telephone number.
Yeah, exactly. But I have a feeling, based upon Tony's comment with whiskey and bourbon in the show, and he appreciates us, I think he just went searching for like a whiskey or bourbon city name.
I got no problem with that.
No.
But I will say, other than the Manhattan name, all of the rest of them, you could fit into the city of Manhattan, Kansas. Every single one of these. Yeah, every single one of them.
Well,
in one way, shape, or form.
My normal thing, as well as yours, is an old fashioned, but every now and then I do appreciate a Manhattan as well. So, did you have a mezcal old fashioned in Mexico?
I did. First time I'd ever had one. And you told me before I went.
Yes, sir.
You said, check out the mezcal old fashioned.
Yes, sir.
And I got to say, it was pretty tasty.
Oh.
I did like it. I'm going to say, however, I had a tequila old fashioned one time in Madison, Wisconsin that clearly was incredible because I still remember exactly where I had it.
Yeah.
It was in a little bar right across the street from the state capitol in the square. It was a little bit better, but yeah, I do like those old fashions where they use mezcal and or tequila, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was good. I had not had one with mezcal before, so.
If you are out there and have never had a tequila or a mezcal old fashioned, I would say try it. Give it a whirl. I mean, it's a different palate experience. It's obviously a different liqueur, obviously, but has a little bit different punch. So I highly recommend, in my opinion. But
here's what you do: if you really want to compare the two, you buy a regular old fashioned and you get the tequila or the mezcal old fashioned, and you taste test it side by side. I found that is the best way to compare. I mean, anything, whether you're looking at different whiskeys, different bourbons, different tequilas, different cocktails that maybe are the same, but they just use different things. Side by side comparison is great because you try one, you try the other one, and then you can really see where the difference is. Otherwise, you're sitting there going, yeah, I think last time when I drank this, what's it? You really get a good comparison across the board. So,
speaking old fashions, we're going to be close to Woodford. We can always go by the.
Well, there are some standard places that I think we have every year we've went to Woodford's. We are going to hit some of the other places in the Bourbon Trail that we have not hit before, but I have no problem going by Woodford's and sitting over there across the street in their tasting room, in their big leather chairs, enjoying it. I would have no problem going to Four Roses and having a drink.
Right.
So we'll definitely hit Woodford Reserve, but you know, there's some that are just so iconic and so like Woodford, beautiful. Their tasting room, they've got very light, very airy, big leather seats and things. And then you go to like Four Roses, another one, very open, very colorful, just fun to set in and have a drink, that type of thing. Wild Turkey's the same way. Go out and sit on their deck, and it overlooks this big, big valley, I guess. So
I'm pretty excited about the
Gorge.
Louisville the day before, and I totally forgot that we've got board presentations that day, and so I like tiptoed in my boss's office, and I said, "Hey, you got a second?" And he banging on the keyboard, and he looked up and he said, "Yeah, what's going on?" I thought, "Oh God, I came in at the wrong time," and I said, "Hey, I double booked," and he said, "You got to cancel because of a cross country run?" And I said, "No, I'm not. Let's not go crazy." I said, I'm just kidding, but I said, "Hey, I told my buddy Michael, and he knows about you because we do the show and he listens to the show." And I said, "I told him I'd come down on the 24th." He's like, "Yeah, what's wrong with that?"
Nothing.
I
Walk
said,
away.
"Yeah, exactly. I should have." And then I said, "I saw that we have board presentation for our annual." He's like, "Don't worry about it." He's like, I got you covered. You're good." And I was like, "You sure?" And he's like, "Oh, Adam, it's no problem." He's like, "I'll just tell him that you helped me prepare everything and that you had prior engagements." I walked out of his office. I couldn't double pump my fist fast enough. I'm like, "Yes," So
Well, I think we'll have a good time because we're going to start off in Louisville, and we can hit like Old Forester. They're on what they call the Bourbon
Trail.
It's not the Bourbon Trail. It's part of the Bourbon Trail as far as the distilleries, but there's like just these. There's I don't know, probably 10 blocks, both sides that have distilleries and tasting rooms and stuff all along this one road. And Peerless is down at the end, and they've got Old Forester and just all sorts of distilleries and tasting rooms along the way that we can just go and participate. And if we run out of stuff there and we still got time, well, then we're headed to Lexington, and there's a ton on the way there too. So
It says that Old Forest is located on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, specifically on Louisville's historic Whiskey Row.
Whiskey Row. That's that. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Whiskey Row. I don't know. It's probably 10 blocks long, one end to the other, and it has all these different, not just distilleries, because there's other businesses there, but that's also the street that the Louisville Slugger Museum is on.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
So we'll check. We can walk down one side, and you can just taste test and all that kind of stuff, and then walk down the other side. Definitely want to take you to Peerless because I went there a couple months ago. Very impressed with Peerless. And cool. I know you and I, 2 years ago at the Bourbon Country Burn, that was the first time that you and I had tried Peerless because you brought a bottle.
Yes, I did.
And
yes.
I think we were very satisfied and happy with that. So we'll check it out.
I'm looking at the Old Forester pictures here, so I'm going to stop looking so I can enjoy the distillery in person. So, yes. Perfect. Well, I'm excited. I love when we have one of our adventures.
It's been a while.
It's not going to be like riding 160 miles across Indiana, but I guess if there's bourbon to be had, I might as well go down.
I'm twisting his arm. Yes, you will go, and you will enjoy the bourbon in Kentucky and the horse farms.
Well, listen, I mean, and
don't make me force you anywhere. If you don't want to go, that's cool.
No.
No. I mean, if you want to stay at home in Michigan and I don't know, clean out your garage or something, hey, you could do that too.
Actually, I did clean out my garage. It is clean already. No, I'm just kidding. I remember when the Simpsons ride in Universal and Krusty the Clown says, "Hey, Nerdenheimer, don't you have a test tube to polish?" And he says, "Well, actually, I do have a test tube to polish, but you denied my test tube polish." So,
So it'll be a good time. So next episode, Rants of Dissatisfaction. Join us for that. And yeah, we'll have some other good stuff. I got a couple of other good ideas, but
Perfect. Well, I'm working on something I can't really say. A little surprise. I'm hoping it comes together. If there is an episode before your Rants of Dissatisfaction, that means my surprise worked out. If not, hey, welcome to Rants of Dissatisfaction. So, I got a little something for you. So, hope it
I look
works.
forward to it.
All right, buddy. Well, pretty soon for you and I in the great state of Kentucky, it's going to be a great day
For a bike ride.
Yes, sir. All right.